You awake?
Yep. Hi all, it's Karen and
What up?
here for Karen and
I'm
Bluto's on
back.
another review channel. Yeah, Bluto came back. The bandit have to go.
Yeah, I had to take care of some stuff.
Oh, okay. So, I know you like this movie, so you probably came back on a good one.
Cool.
This is Stephen King's Cat's Eye from 1985, rated PG-13, hour and 34 minutes. So, this is an anthology movie. I guess that's what it would be considered because it's three stories interconnected together, all based around a cat that happens to play through each story. And mainly, and he's the main character, kind of, I think, in the last story as well.
Yep.
So,
I saw this one came out.
yeah, I didn't see this till many years
I saw it on
later,
HBO.
but it's a movie I do enjoy. So, like I said, with it being an anthology, it's based on, like Stephen King, obviously. Been watching some additional things on this recently, and there was actually supposed to be a fourth story in this one, but they actually ended up pulling it and making because it was supposed to be. Sometimes they come back,
Which is good.
but they ended up pulling out one and making it its own
Good
movie, which
choice.
I know it think it has 2 or 3 sequels as well. Um, so in this one, you have Quitters Inc. is the first one, The Ledge, and then The General. So the cat plays into this with all of them because he's supposed to be trying to save a young girl, even though you kind of don't know this till the end. But apparently, just from watching
Are you spoiling this?
well,
We're gonna have to.
we're gonna have to.
Spoilers.
I think with this one we almost have to. But apparently, just with watching some other people talk about this, apparently there was supposed to be originally supposed to be a little snippet at the beginning talking about the cat.
I'm glad he didn't do that.
Explaining that I guess he was supposed to have been protecting a little girl previously. She ended up losing her life to a troll,
I don't want to know that.
and he was in search of finding this troll.
Then there will be
So,
spoilers.
yeah, so it's kind of like, I'm like, kind of on the fence with it.
I'm not.
So, anyways,
Good choice.
the cat is going throughout New York, I think, basically, and he keeps seeing this girl talking to him at various times through like a mannequin face on television, telling him, "You need to hurry up. You need to get to me. You need to save me." He knows where,
You see, it's better not knowing what that is.
yeah. So like without that snippet, you're kind of like, what the heck's this cat supposed to do?
Yeah.
He's just a tabby cat. What the heck is he supposed to do? So, anyways, when we first see the kitty, he's in like the mannequin, which the girl's played by Drew Barrymore throughout the film, is talking to him, and the cat's like standing there reacting to him. Well, this guy pulls up, grabs the cat, throws him in his
He's funny.
carrier. He says some other things, ends up taking him back to this Quitters Inc. organization. So basically, what happens in this one, they kind of do some extreme things to get you to quit smoking.
But it works.
So James Wood is kind of the main
Yeah, he's cool.
character, and if you've watched him in other things, and he had talked to a friend about wanting to quit, and he kind of goes to Quitters Inc. And the main guy is kind of like a mafia
He's
guy,
cool.
and he's
I
just
like
like,
him.
he kind of like flips out on destroying the cigarettes. But it basically comes down to is they're going to stalk him to make sure he does not smoke a cigarette. And basically he lays out that if you smoke a cigarette, he shows them this room that's supposed to shock you. Like, I mean, literally shock you. And that's where the cat is. So he kind of shows them, okay, here's what's going to happen. If we catch you smoking, your wife's going to go in there. If we catch you again, your daughter, and his daughter has special needs as well. So and she goes to a special school. So James Wood is very protective of her. And then I can't remember what else he says. So throughout, he does eventually get caught smoking at one point. So his wife ends up in the room,
That's funny.
and I can't remember everything. Well, she kind of forgives him because I guess the head guy, he's taking bets with his, um, bodyguard,
That guy
the one,
catches him.
huh?
That guy catches
Yeah.
him in the car.
His
Sorry.
bodyguard guy or whatever that captures
Chunk.
the cat. You
His
know,
name's
they're
Chunk.
kind of, you know, betting like, oh, his wife's not going to forgive him, not going to forgive him.
That was funny.
But, yeah, it's kind of funny with all that. Well, he does. Well, the cat escapes at one point to move on to the next story, but they kind of stick with this story to wrap it up. And, well, then what happens once James Woods quits smoking? You know, they're monitoring his health. And one of the things known to happen if you're, you know, been smoking for so many years, for some reason you tend to put on weight. I don't know what the reasoning is, the chemistry or
Instead of
anything.
smoking, to eat.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. And the head guy, the mafia guy, as I always call him, it's just kind of like, oh, you know, he goes, well, James Wood goes, well, what happens if I keep putting on weight? He goes, oh, we'll come to the house and cut your wife's pinky finger off. And they start laughing. Well, then James Wood, his wife, are having dinner with a friend and his wife,
That's funny.
and they're toasting the Quitters Inc. And his friend's wife is hesitant. Well, when she goes to toast, her pinky finger is missing.
Hey, that works.
And that's kind of where that story is.
They should do that in real life.
Yeah. So we go on to the next story, which is The Ledge. And basically, I don't know if this is still supposed to be in New York, Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Is it Atlantic City? Okay, I couldn't remember, even though as many times as I've seen this.
Remember to show the cat the boardwalk?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the cat
Sorry.
is kind of in the middle of all this traffic. And there's this older gentleman standing next to this couple talking and everything, and they see
Mr. Kressner.
this cat. And they were like making bets on whether or not the cat would make it across the street or die getting hit by a car. And,
That was funny.
and then the woman with the couple was like, oh my God, you guys will bet on anything.
Yeah, so point.
So they, you know, they're making their bets. Well, the cat ends up coming to the, what'd you say his name was?
The cat.
No, not the cat, the older gentleman.
Mr. Kressner.
Comes to him, so he wins the bet because he didn't get creamed by the cars. So he ends up taking them back to his penthouse.
Cool place.
But what is going on though too is Mr. Krishner,
Just call him Mr. C.
Mr. C's wife, is basically cheating on him and basically planning on leaving with. Is he a retired tennis player or I can't remember what?
Something
It's
like
the guy that was in Airplane. I can't even think of the
that. Mr.
actor's
Norris.
name. So basically,
Robert
his thugs go and capture him
Okay, they're funny.
and basically take him back to the penthouse. They also capture his wife, but we don't know this till later because he put her on a bus trying to get her out to safety. He said,
He thought he did.
I'm going to go and negotiate, you know, to get us both out of
Yeah, good
this.
job.
So basically what it comes down to is Mr. C is a betting man.
He's cool.
So he basically tells Mr. Hayes that, okay, there's this ledge that runs around the top floor of my penthouse on the outside the building. So penthouse, tall. And he goes, if you can make it, what do you say? It's like, what, a half an inch? No, not a half an inch wide, 3 inches wide
He
or
messes
something.
with him.
Yeah.
He says 3, 5, 4,
Yeah.
1.
It's not very wide. And he goes, if you can walk the whole perimeter, I will give you my wife.
The money, the car,
Yeah.
the
Basically.
gold watch, everything.
So he's just basically like, and
Sorry.
no, because I don't, you've seen him more than me.
Yep.
So he's like, okay, if you do all this, then, you know, I'll let you guys go scot-free. You can go live happily ever after.
You all showing your bets?
So
Sorry, you said that.
Mr. Hayes is like, no, I guess I really have no choice because, you know, Mr. C has his thugs there who will
Mr.
probably
Hayes.
kill him. What?
No, that's funny.
So,
His real name is Robert Hayes.
yeah,
Mr. Norris. is
Mr.
his
Norris.
character
Okay. Mr. Norris,
Sorry.
I forgot. Robert Hayes is the actor, and I kept calling him Mr. Hayes.
That's all right.
You guys know what I mean.
Sorry, I
So,
didn't mean to correct you.
Mr. Norris starts going around the ledge. But the problem is, Mr. C doesn't want to let him win that easily. So he basically fucks with him the whole time.
It's funny.
He actually turns on a hose at one point, almost pushes them off the building.
Honks a horn.
And that's
at him.
only on halfway, by the way.
Honks a horn.
Honks a horn at him. And then those damn pigeons.
Well, I don't think he had any control over that.
No, he didn't have any control over the pigeons, but those damn pigeons. Well, it gets to the point Mr. C starts getting nervous because Mr. Norris is actually completing the task, even though he almost fell off multiple times. So it gets to the point that Mr. Norris basically is completing the task. So Mr. C tells one of his thugs, get some things ready. You know, he's in for a surprise. Da, 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 da. When I say, okay, Mr. Norris, or
All right,
something.
all right, Mr. Norris.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that for this guy, his thug to come in with a gun and
Fuck with a gun.
thug with a gun and all that. So Mr. Norris finally makes his way around and climbs in, comes back inside, and Mr. C's like, all right, you can, you know.
I promised 3 things.
And
You get my wife.
so at
And he
this
kicks the
point,
bag over. I'm
there's
sorry.
a bag,
I'll shut up.
there's a paper bag sitting on the floor that has cash and Mr. C's wife's head in it.
Well, he didn't lie.
Yeah, he gave him his wife and the cash. So basically, at this point, kind of like Mr. Norris loses it, goes after Mr. C. I think he takes out the thug somehow.
He shoots him.
That's what I thought. I'm trying to remember, even though I've seen this, but I don't remember everything. So basically, he makes Mr. C walk the ledge. Basically telling him the same thing, like, if you make it the whole way around, I'll let you live. And well, the cat runs out in the middle of all the chaos too. So Kitty's gone. We got to remember the kitty. And so Mr. C's doing the ledge. The damn pigeons come back. Damn pigeons do Mr. C in. He lands on top of the horn that fell off the top of the building.
That part's funny.
So, like, that one, initially, I think the first time I saw that, because I'm terrified of heights. And even though you know they're doing this on, like, a soundstage and everything.
You don't want to be in my spaceship.
It's just, like, kind of thinking, you know, how far and how high. It's like, yeah, no, I will pass. So then we come on to the third story called The General. So
Not the DB commercial.
yeah, not the insurance commercial. So our cat friend, who actually gets named General in this segment.
He was named in the other one.
Was he?
Yeah, Mr. Crusher named him.
Okay, I can't remember. I thought he was named in one of the other ones too. But he actually finds Drew Barrymore's character that had been talking to him throughout, like saying, hey, you need to come and help me. So she finds him and it's like, oh, I want to bring him in. Her mom's like totally against it.
Well, yeah.
Because, well, Drew Barrymore's character, for one thing, has a pet bird named Holly. And she was just saying, well, it's not fair to him. But I guess her dad kind of makes fun of her mom's, I don't know if it was her mother or grandmother, about how cats steal the breath of children. And,
Can I up and sit on your chest and suck out your brotherly's?
yeah. And so,
That's funny.
So they agree that the cat can stay outside, but Drew Barrymore's character keeps.
I think her name's Amanda.
Yeah, I can't remember everything. Keeps sneaking the cat in at night. No, it's fine. And mom finds out, and then she's like, I know you're sneaking that cat in. It goes kind of back and forth like this for a couple days. Well, in the middle of all this, we also get introduced to the troll that is living in the wall.
He's cool.
And apparently this is a troll that actually steals the breath of children. So this is the troll the cat is supposed to take care of. This is the troll he's been looking for.
Okay.
So it turns out, like, the troll starts causing some trouble. The troll actually kills the bird.
That's funny.
Amanda, that's Drew Barrymore's character's name, says that General wouldn't do that. Mom's like flipping out. So after Amanda and Dad leave for work and school, Mom traps General and like takes him to the shelter to be killed.
I don't like cats. That's not cool.
Because Mom was like, you little killing shit,
you're
cool. Gone, and everything else. So General's stuck at the shelter due to be euthanized. Amanda's looking for General, upset she can't find him. So everyone goes to bed that night. General, we go back to General at the shelter, somewhere in between there. They're due to take him out to get euthanized, and the little shit escapes. He's like, screw you guys, I'm out of here. So he escapes, goes back to the house. So in the middle of like his escape scene and getting back to the house, the troll comes back out of the wall, and he blocks Amanda's door.
That's funny.
With a doorstop, so you can't, because a doorstop's used to hold the door open. Well, he pushes this so the door can't get open, and he climbs up the bed and starts stealing her breath again. Well, General gets back, her window's open, he climbs up, and there is an epic fight between these two.
It's cool.
And it's a great scene, and actually, hearing actually how they filmed this.
CGI was fake.
I mean, it was like just what they needed to do with all that. It for, what was this, 1985? It's pretty amazing to watch it and knowing, and then seeing stuff about how they did it.
Yeah.
But it's always funny too, because I always like the record player playing Every Breath You Take.
It's funny.
Eventually, as they're fighting, Bob always liked the troll because he always liked the noises he made and everything else. And the troll, cool. As much as you would think it's like, even though I don't know how much CGI would have been back then, you would think it was something like that. But it's actually a person in a costume. Cool. It wasn't a puppet. It wasn't computer or anything. If you could find some videos on YouTube, they actually made a larger scale of the room, the bedroom.
They don't do that now.
And they were talking on this one video we were watching about how they had to bring a backhoe or something in to move, like if they had to move a chair 2 inches, they had to, it wasn't like a group of men can move it. They had to bring in heavy equipment.
That's cool.
And I think they made the Guinness World Record for the biggest bed or something. It was kind of wild cool. Watching this. But yeah, so it was, they were just somebody talking about all this. So it was so cool. But eventually what happens is General gets the troll on the record player, and Amanda starts yelling, speed it up, speed it up. So it gets it going so fast. So fast to the point the troll flies off and goes into her fan, and
cool.
No more troll. Well, then her parents eventually break in, and they're kind of like, mom's freaking out about the cat being there. Amanda's like, no, he saved my life, and dad's finding stuff, and they're finding like the leftovers of the troll in the fan. Leftovers. Well, like they see kind of some of the stuff in the fan, and they find his little knife, and everyone's like, mom eventually caves in.
Dad picks up the knife, right?
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking.
What?
Cat. Remember he found the wound?
Uh-huh.
He probably thinks that's what happened.
Yeah. And with all that, but so then it kind of, it's like, okay, he can stay, even though I don't think mom fully believes, what Drew
There's the proof.
Right, but I still don't think mom believes. But the movie kind of ends where, well, General had gotten a food reward. What was it, fish or tuna or something? Like, and then he goes moseying upstairs because he's like, okay, full belly, I'm ready to go bed.
He starts stealing the man's breath, and he fights with the fan.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. So he goes into the parents' room, and the parents and Amanda are all sleeping in the same bed. And he jumps up on the bed with Amanda, and she's like, hi, and that's where it ends.
Yeah, I like it.
So, this
a cool anthology.
Got a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I give it more.
I think it's very good. I do like anthology movies like this. Like this, Creepshow, Trick or Treat. I've done a review on that.
Creepshow 3.
I don't remember if I watched that or not, or maybe if I did watch it, it's just I know it's supposed to be god awful.
Nope.
So I mean, I kind of like this because it's like, okay, yeah, you got the 3 different stories, but you have the cat tying them all together,
which is cool.
Which, like I said, if you can find some of the, I can't remember which YouTube channel, excuse me, it was on that was talking about this, like with the backstory and everything with this, it was very interesting. Just kind of know everything with that, and how basically actually part of this was written around Drew Barrymore. They wanted
star power
because she had just done, was it Firestar or E.T.? I can't remember what they said. Both at that point, and they wanted her to be kind of the central character, which she kind of is, even though she's not really in the second story per se. But I mean, she is. She plays James Wood's daughter in the first one, and then she's kind of, talking to the cats. But yeah, they were kind of like, yeah, we want this movie based around her. So that's where Stephen King pulled, a couple. I can't remember which. I know one of the stories was from his Night Shift collection, and I think the General was just written for this,
Yeah,
but I can't remember.
that was cool.
I
That's my
can't
fave.
remember. I think Quitter's Inc. was from the Night Shift collection, but I can't remember where the ledge. Oh, the ledge he wrote for magazine back in the 70s, I think they said. I can't remember. But then, like I said, sometimes they come back, was supposed to be part of this, but then they pulled
I
it
like
and
that movie.
actually made that separate. And I do remember watching it, but I don't fully remember it. And I know they
That's
made
all right.
2 sequels, I want to
I didn't see
say.
it.
Because I think there sometimes they come back again, and sometimes they come back
Forever.
for more or something. I don't remember, but I don't think the sequels were that great. I don't even know if, how much they were based on,
I didn't see
Stephen
them.
King's works or anything like that. But this went a little bit longer, but
Well,
unfortunately,
it's a
like
good
I
movie.
said, it's kind of one of those things where I think this one, you can't do spoiler free. So if you haven't watched it, definitely check it
I'm
out.
sure everybody's seen it.
I don't think it's scary. I like the stories, I mean, actually, like Quitter's Inc.'s kind of comical in some regards. Well, even The Ledge is kind of comical with
They're
some
all
of the
funny.
stuff.
The troll's funny.
Right. I mean, the troll's just funny.
When he
But
kills the bird.
anyways, that is it for this review. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when we post new content once a year. If there's something out there you want us to maybe review or talk about, put it in the comments, and I'm just waving the pen around. So we have a couple more reviews to talk about, and then I have a couple other notes here, even though a couple of the things we won't get done tonight because I didn't make a list. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.